Hello everyone, welcome to another chart breakdown EU. I am looking at EU on a monthly time frame, and on the monthly time frame I can clearly see that EU is breaking this internal range high. Looking at my left hand side, right, and EU is coming towards this internal range low. So I'm expecting EU to distribute after manipulating this internal range high. Okay, on the monthly time frame, you remember what I said, right? Whenever I'm looking at bias, right, I can use the model number one in order to determine the bias in which I am actually trying to frame a narrative. I can use a model number one in order to frame a narrative whenever I'm trying to predict to predict the direction of price. Yeah, on the weekly time frame, it is clear that price have taken out this internal range high, and one can clearly use that one specific candle in order to push price towards the internal range low. And here is the thing: as soon as we close below the 50% of this trading range, I mean the internal range high and the internal range low. If you close below 50%, then there's a high chance, highly or likely, a high chance that we are going to be going to the opposing end of the range, which is at 1.13930. So that is my thought process on the monthly time frame. So bias wise, I am bearish on EU on my weekly time frame. Okay, then on my 1 day time frame, EU EU is making a pullback after breaking below this swing low. So I am I am waiting for price to give me my my CRT my CRT candle, that is week above equals lower prices. So I'm looking at price price inside this fair value gap here, So whenever I see price on the 1 day fair value gap, or on the whenever I see price on the one day fair value gap or 1 week fair value gap, I'm expecting a very strong reaction towards that fair value gap, and that fair value gap is gonna give me more reason in order to enter, because I believe I am following the market makers doing their thing as usual. They are always interested in taking price from the fair value gap to the opposing end of the range. That is a high chance, and that is a high probability that price is gonna go to the opposing end of the range. So if I put my Fibonacci retracement to from my swing high to my swing low, I can clearly see that price has already retraced to 50% of this 1 day trading range. So it is very clear that price is trying to go towards the opposing end of the range. So what I'm looking now is I'm looking for price to create the high of the week. So based on what I'm seeing, if price actually is creating the high of the week, maybe price will create the high of the week on Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, and maybe when Thursday and Friday are going to distribute and be creating the low of the week. So this is my thought process on EU. So I want to see price liquidate this candle here. When after liquidating this candle here, then price can now start distributing after liquidating this candle here. And there's one thing I always say: the highest probability candle is the third candle. The third candle is the easiest candle to trade, and it's also the fastest candle to trade, looking at this range, you can clearly see how price is distributing. So price get a model number one here, and then price came and gave an OTE, and then price is now giving a kiss of death. There's a high chance price is gonna give a kiss of death. So I'm waiting for the 1 day time frame to confirm my high of the week. If I don't have my confirmation, I am not going to be interested in taking any trading opportunity on EU, and I will just sit on my hands and be monitoring the market. So looking at today news, I can clearly see that today we have our FS calendar, and on Wednesday we have PPI, that is Producer Price Index, and Fed interest rate. So regardless of what prices is doing on the chart, I'm not interested to even trade today based on the current situation. So if I was supposed to trade today, I'll wait after 1:30, and then I'll look in order to start getting my trading setups around 9 a.m. CRT time. So time is more important than price, and it's very important to pay close attention to this news, because majority of the time you are going to get a lot of losses, because maybe you traded before the news. Because when there's a news, it's likely and more important that you trade before it, before trade after it. Because if you trade before it, market makers usually create a lot of money, fake moves before the real moves actually happen. So thank you. I don't want to make the video too long. If you have been able to watch the video to this extent, please like, subscribe, and share the video to many communities, so that many people can watch the video, and the algorithm is going to make the video to go viral, and that is the purpose of me making this video.